Okay, so let's start with the chemistry part. Chemistry is going to be having 15 questions, and it is the second most important subject after biology. The question style has been shifted since 2023. After 2023, there has been two exams, and they are a bit different than the past papers of IMAT that you are studying since 2011. After 2011 and before 23, the exam used to be more conceptual, more like theory based and numerical based. But after 2023, the exam shifted towards really straightforward questions and questions that manage your memory, and less towards like more complex questions. The statements are shorter, the options are short, and it is more straightforward. So you have to understand the questions and the paper pattern if you want to get really good marks in IMAT chemistry. So first you have to know what had happened recently. In 2025, the most number of MCQs were from redox reaction topics. Similarly, in 2024, there were questions that were asked from oxidation and reduction topics. So typically redox and oxidation are essentially the same topics, and the second number of questions that were asked in 2025 were from chemical bonds and chemical reactions. They are like most of the part are same for these topics, and then they had acid and base, and the same was being repeated in 2024. So now you know that there are some topics and subchapters that are much more important than the other chapters. Then this is biological molecules. What is doing here? Like biological molecules is essentially a part of biochemistry. Like it can be a part of biology and also chemistry. So it's like a combination of both. So it's been added here. And the other questions were from periodic table. The periodic table question was about ionic bond and ionization energy. Next question was from gas laws, and there was question from gas law in 2024 too. So as you can see the pattern here, the questions are being repeated from specific topics, and you can predict 2026 paper using these topics. Next is about chemical equilibrium and chemical problems. So chemical equilibrium and chemical problems are not same, as because chemical equilibrium contains reactions and how they do the reactants and products are formed during the processes, and in stoichiometry you will deal about moles, molarity, and limiting reactants and questions like that. So they are not same, they are different topics, they have different type of questions. Next you have aromatic compounds, that is actually from organic chemistry. Then you have reaction kinetics, inorganic nomenclature, and atomic structure. So the topics that are different in both of these are only two. Like chemical problems. Chemical problems is the topic that was asked in 2024 and was not asked in 2025. Otherwise all these topics were repeated in 2025. So now you know that these are the topics that are most important, and you have to study them as much as you can. Like they are high yield, so you should be giving your maximum time to these topics. Let me highlight those important topics for you. Okay, so I think it wants to fight with me. Okay, anyways, so let's see the chart here. So the key insight in 2024 and 2025 is, as you can see, redox reactions have the most, then bonds and acid base, biological molecules, periodic table, gas laws, equilibrium, aromatic, kinetics, nomenclature, and atomic structure. These are the topics that had the most amount of marks in the past few years. So this is the data, as you can see. If you analyze the data, then you can actually practically analyze anything, like you can predict anything. That's how geniuses were made. Like Einstein, Newton, they only had one skill, and that was pattern recognition. If you can analyze pattern and see things that others can't see, then you are going to be successful in life. So it is a skill that is worth learning. I mean, even if you are going to be a doctor in the future, then learning this kind of skill will help you out a lot.